Hello all you Pixel people, I am Pixel and welcome to another episode of Pixel's Perspective. In this episode I want to talk to you guys about Unreal Tournament, and when I say Unreal Tournament I do mean the new Unreal Tournament which is coming out from Epic Games, which is going to be completely free. I think for the rest of the video I'm most likely going to be calling it Unreal Tournament 2014 just to stop any confusion if I do happen to jump back and talk about the original Unreal Tournament as well. But before I actually start off doing that, I do want to make a quick apology to you guys because I've got a small feeling that this video is not going to be quite as good as a normal video or quite as good as what I would hope it would be. And my reason for that is simply because I haven't really been uploading that many opinionated videos recently, and this has got to be like a good couple of months now that I have not uploaded an opinionated piece. So honestly, I kind of feel a little bit nervous talking to you guys, as crazy as that sounds. But I'm going to try my best. Hopefully we're going to just have a little bit of a discussion going on in the comments as well about, well, my thoughts and your thoughts and what do you guys think about a new Unreal Tournament. So, I want to start off by saying, first off, if anybody can make a successful arena-based shooter on the PC right now, it's going to be one of two companies in my opinion, and that is going to be Epic Games or id Software. Right now, id Software is not making one as far as I'm aware, and Epic Games is, so yeah, that's the first reason I'm going to big this game up a little bit. And the second reason is a completely free game, which is cool, right? A lot of people are concerned that maybe the arena-based shooter thing is dying off. Maybe as much as we all say that we want it, do we really want it? And I think actually having a free release is a way of actually really testing the water. You never know, if this goes well, you might be seeing some more arena-based shooters on the PC in the near future. But right now, like, I'm going to quickly explain to you guys why it is free. So effectively, Epic Games have released the Unreal Engine 4, which you can now subscribe to for $19 a month. And the idea is you can actually get involved in making Unreal Tournament. So I'm assuming that they're going to still make quite a bit of money off all the people for the next 2 years that are going to be subscribed to the Unreal Engine just to be able to be involved with the development of Unreal Tournament. So it's kind of a strange way of monetizing, really, because you're effectively charging your developers to... You're basically charging developers to try and help you make a game, which is a little bit crazy, but I suppose there are quite a lot of benefits to it. I also reckon an awful lot of the old arena shooter fans are going to be subscribing just so they can actually play the early builds and actually get used to it and maybe have some influence on telling the developers and these modders basically what they would like to see in the game, and you never know, maybe having a little bit of way to guide the development. So that's a really interesting business model, really, because all of a sudden you don't have to worry about breaking up a game like Unreal Tournament, which simply I cannot think of any viable way to monetize that in a free-to-play model, yet still give it away for free. So yeah, kudos for that, Epic. I honestly think that you could be onto something. I wish more companies would give us games for free. However, I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon. So that's one of the first things I wanted to talk about. I think the whole reason why I decided to make this video, to be honest, is one question that I've got floating around in my head, and that question is around, like, is the modern PC gaming demographic ready to go back to the old school arena shooter? And the reason why I say this is, really, since 2007, I'd say even before that, probably around 2005, 2006, the old arena shooter kind of died off a fair amount when we started getting more complex first person. I say complex, I mean mechanically complex. This might sound so counterproductive, but I mean the actual development cycle is more complex, it's more story driven, there's more realism and stuff. When we started getting all these kind of games, the old arena shooter kind of thing started to die off a little bit, and we started enjoying story and other aspects of gaming rather than just a visual representation of what a player inputs on a screen to see if they are better than somebody else effectively. So we're talking about at least 7 years since the last real arena shooter was released, and that was obviously Unreal Tournament 2003. We have had games like Nexus and Warsaw, but Warsaw just really never got any momentum at all after it's, I think it's still in beta actually, it's just had no momentum. Then Nexus was just to be honest, to be blunt, it was kind of a bad game. And I think a lot of the old studios are actually coming out, well, saying it inwardly, should I say, that the reason why there's no more arena shooters on the PC is because people are not interested in arena shooters. And the community itself has come out and said, no, we want it. Just make us a good one. Make us a good one and we will come. And I kind of believe these people when they say that. However, I'm trying to be realistic, and I don't really know if the vast majority of PC gamers are ready for an arena shooter, because don't forget, I mean, PC gaming has grown massively over the last 7 years. Hugely. It's come on leaps and bounds. So a lot of these new gamers have never experienced an old school arena shooter, and I think they are going to have a very, very rude awakening when they start getting their asses handed to them by somebody flying around the map at 300 miles per hour, hitting every single shot, compared to games which are more tactic driven, like Call of Duty and your Battlefield. Something which is more slow paced, more thought out actions to come to a win, where in an arena shooter, if you're good, you're good. Like, you're completely going to destroy faces. And I'm wondering if we're living in a generation right now, like this current PC gaming generation, if people are willing to lose. Not forever, just lose initially, until they start learning these skills that a lot of the older guys have kind of mastered by now. So it wouldn't surprise me if when Unreal Tournament actually gets a release, we'd actually see a lot of 25 to 35 year olds being the best gamers at the game, because they're kind of used to the way that these kind of things work. Because like I was saying, a lot of the more modern games that we get now, like your Unreal Tournaments, your Battlefields, and, well, I'm just going to use those two for a prime example right now, are much, much, much more complex in their design than an arena-based shooter ever was. The complexity of an arena-based shooter comes from the way you interpret its mechanics, and not actually the mechanics themselves. The fact that you don't regenerate health is because the mechanic is simpler, but the fact that you don't regenerate health actually makes it deeper. And yeah, I just don't think people are ready to think. And that might sound pretty blunt, and a lot of people could say pretty wrong, in all fairness. I mean, I've got no facts and figures to be able to back up anything that I'm saying, apart from my experience in public games of almost every single first-person shooter that I have played over the last 5 years, is that people do not like losing. And my experience back in the day was people didn't like losing, but they accepted it. They didn't rage quit as much. They would strive to get better. Like, the better players were someone to look up to, and not somebody to rage at like it is, well, at least it seems to be nowadays. I mean, I'm a pretty decent gamer at most of these first-person shooters that you get. Like, you've seen on the channel, I was #1 on the leaderboards for Black Ops 2. I have one of the highest score per minutes on Battlefield. I can aim like a beast, so gameplay-wise, I'm okay. I do well. And I just know how much abuse that I get from the majority of players in the chat, or messages, or reports on games. I even get spammed in my YouTube box when people realise that I'm actually a guy from YouTube. And it just feels like people just aren't ready to lose and give up that winning. It's not an advantage, but give up the things that they have taken the time to learn. Like learning when it is safe to walk out, to do something, do this, do that, do this. And an arena-based shooter is so much faster, even if the movement itself feels slower. Like, Unreal Tournament 2004, in all fairness, if you just walk around the map, it's pretty slow. Like, it's not even probably as fast as a Call of Duty title when you're running and jumping around corners. It is fairly slow, but it's so much more methodical and thought out, and it's not just the speed which is important, it's the speed that in which you are forced to think. And I am nervous for Unreal Tournament. I want Unreal Tournament to be an amazing game. but I don't think the vast majority of your everyday players are ready for Unreal Tournament, regardless of the amount of comments you see on any video saying, "Yay! We've been waiting for this forever. It's about time." Truth is it about time? This is what I want to get your guys' opinions on. I know some of you are quite young. I know that some of you are quite into PC gaming. And I'd like to see if you feel that you are ready for this kind of game. I am. I'm really excited. I'm expecting to get my ass kicked because I didn't play these games very often. Because I just wasn't really much of a gamer at the time. I know people that are really, really good at these games. And they're going to kick my ass. And I can take it. Can you? It's an odd one, isn't it, guys? So, I'm probably going to do some more talks. I'm probably actually going to download the alpha build soon and do a video on the alpha and just maybe follow the development of this new Unreal Tournament to try and tell you guys what's going on with it and all that kind of coolio jazzio. So, yeah, if you're new to the channel, guys, don't forget to slap that subscribe button for some more PC gaming goodness. And always like the video if you like the video. And Pixel, are you ready for Unreal Tournament 2014? I am. I don't know if everybody else is. Steady, guys. Bye-bye.
30 seconds left. Just hold still and I'll make it quick. 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. You have won the match.